Now to a developing story. Shots fired inside the Canadian Parliament after gunmen shot a soldier to death at a memorial nearby.
The gunman is believed to be this man seen leaving the first scene and then getting into a car. He's identified as Michael Abdul Zahaf Bibo, a 32-year-old Canadian citizen.
We have team coverage. CBS News' Janelle Burrell standing by outside the Canadian consulate here in New York, and Kris Van Cleave in Ottawa, Canada. Kris, good morning to you. Can you tell us the latest from Ottawa?
Chris and Mary, good morning. People across Canada and here in Ontario are expressing a mix of sadness, shock, and anger over what happened here yesterday. And they're asking, how did a gunman get inside the Parliament House when so many of Canada's leaders, including the Prime Minister, were inside? Just hours after the attack on a soldier standing guard at Canada's National War Memorial in Ottawa, the country's Prime Minister called the violence an act of terror.
We will not be intimidated. Canada will never be intimidated. In fact, this will lead us to strengthen our resolve and redouble our efforts.
On Wednesday morning, a masked gunman shot and killed 24-year-old soldier Nathan Cirillo at close range. 32-year-old Michael Zahaf Bibo, who recently converted to Islam, then stormed Parliament. Politicians locked themselves in meeting rooms. The gunman was confronted and killed by the ceremonial sergeant at arms. President Obama spoke with Canada's Prime Minister last night.
I pledged, as always, to make sure that our national security teams are coordinating very closely.
Parts of Parliament Hill, including the War Memorial, remain closed by police as the investigation into the attack continues. It's the second deadly attack against military service members in Canada in just 3 days, raising questions that the violence is connected to Canada joining the fight against the Islamic State in Syria.
Counterterrorism officials are very worried that this movement, the Islamic State, is really motivating others not only to come to fight in places like Iraq and Syria, but echoing the calls from al-Qaeda to attack in place.
Officials in Canada say they'll continue to work with allies around the world to fight terror. And we're learning more about the suspect. His birth name, Michael Joseph Hall. He was born in Quebec in 1982. We understand he had a history of drug addiction and did have past run-ins with the law. What we don't know is if he acted alone or if he had help. That will be a center point in this investigation. We are live in Ottawa, Canada this morning. Kris Van Cleave, CBS 2 News.